Hello, Vineyard Church of Davenport family. I pray that you're doing well, that you're staying healthy, that you're doing the best you can to make the most out of this crazy time that we find ourselves in. You know, it's hard to believe, but it's already been over 6 weeks since we've been able to gather here at the church for one of our worship services. And if you're like me, you can't wait to meet together again. You know, I can't wait to see every single one of you, to be able to worship God, to see each other. It's going to be such a great time when we can gather again. Now, with that said, every day that goes by is one day closer to the time where we can meet. Also, you might have heard on Monday that Governor Reynolds announced that she is lifting the restrictions on religious gatherings across the state of Iowa. And so I just want to share with you about what that means for us here at the Vineyard Church of Davenport. What I want you to know, first of all, is that we will continue with meeting in our online services only until further notice. That means we will not be meeting here at the church on Sunday. And I promise you that as soon as we feel it is safe for us to meet, we will. This is not a decision that I've made lightly. I talked with our staff, I talked with our board of trustees, I talked with several other people, including a nurse practitioner who works with the expert on infectious diseases here in the Quad Cities. And I also talked with a couple right here from our very own church who had the coronavirus. They were even hospitalized with it, and praise God, they are recovering very well. I know that some of you, when I say that we won't be meeting in person, you might feel a little bit relieved. You might feel, okay, that's all right. It's probably still a little too soon. A group of our size with multi-generational ages, lots of folks that we love so very much, you probably agree with me that this might not be the right time to meet together yet. You might have also understand that the number of cases still seems to be rising in the state of Iowa, and we haven't even reached the peak yet. And so, once again, it might not be the right time to meet. You might agree with me that just because we can meet doesn't mean that we necessarily should. I also know that there might be some of you who disagree with my opinion. You think that because we're a church that it's our God-given right to assemble and that we should not be afraid, that we should come together and worship. And that's okay. I understand that. You can disagree with me if you want to, but this is a decision that I felt was right for our community at this time. And even if you do disagree with me, I want you to understand that it is not a decision based in fear, it is a decision based in love, just as it was in the beginning. It's out of love for the people in our church community who are at high risk of developing complications from COVID-19, as well as people in our community who we might interact with and unknowingly infect them. And I can once again assure you that when we do feel that it is safe for us to gather, we will. And unfortunately, I can't give you a specific date yet for when we will be able to gather. Things are changing so rapidly, but I will be keeping you up to date so that you know what's happening. And I also know that probably there are many churches in Iowa that will be meeting this Sunday, especially in rural areas, in counties where there haven't been very many cases. It probably is okay for them to meet this Sunday, and that's great. I'm really happy for them. There also might be churches here in the Quad Cities that are the similar size as us, or possibly even larger, that will make the decision to meet as well. And, I respect their decision. I'm not going to judge them for that. They're doing what they feel is right for their community, and that's okay with me. And I also want to mention that our staff and service team leaders are taking active steps right now so that we're ready to go when we are able to meet again. I also want you to understand that when we do meet, there will probably be some restrictions in place. We'll probably need to maintain that 6-foot social distancing, probably need to wear masks. We'll be making some changes here in the cafe, as well as in the auditorium and with our Vineyard Kids program to make sure that we can do the best we can to keep those public health measures in place. I also want to mention, if you have any questions or concerns about what I'm sharing with you right now, you can email me at troy@davenportvineyard.org. I'll do the best I can to respond to you as soon as I'm available. And I do want to finish off with some good news. Until we can meet again, we're now actually expanding our online services. We're going to be having 2 services on Sunday mornings, one at 9:15 on YouTube, and the other one is going to be at 11 o'clock on Facebook. And we feel like by doing that, we might be able to reach some people that maybe weren't tuning into YouTube before by giving a couple different times, where you can gather. That might help with some flexibility in your hours, especially as the weather gets nicer. So that's going to be available for you starting this Sunday. And also, as we've been doing the past couple weeks, our Vineyard Kids services will be available at 7 o'clock in the morning. So if your kids are waking up early, you can go ahead and have church with them right away. So once again, I just want to remind you, I love you guys so much. I honestly cannot wait to get to be together with you. And I pray that that day comes together soon so we can be together. Love you all. Praying for you. Be blessed.